Hi guys, my name is Hiro Pancho, C student.
Daimler Araga, EMG student.
And Orlando Jr., CE student.
My name is Eduardo Chol, ME student.
Hello everyone, welcome to BioWorld. Today we'll be learning about animal biomimetics.
Proceed to animal biomimetics. Let us know first the biomimetics. Biomimetics came from the Greek word bios, means life, and the suffix mimetic means imitative or mimicry. Biomimetics is study of functions of biological systems as models for the design and engineering of materials and designs.
Since you know what biomimetics means, let us now connect it with the term animal. So, when they say animal biomimetics, it means imitating or being inspired by animals to solve human problems, real-life problems. It's funny because animals are able to solve human problems. And imagine how animals are imitated to be able to meet the needs of humans. For further understanding, we'll give some examples of animal biomimetics.
The first example of this amazing technology is the Kingfisher-inspired bullet train. Imagine how they imitate this to this. Is this possible? Let's find out. When the first Japanese Shinkansen bullet train was built in 1964, it could zip along at 120 miles per hour. But going that fast had an annoying side effect. Whenever the train exited a tunnel, there was a loud boom, and the passengers would complain of a vague feeling that the train was squeezing together. That's when engineer and bird enthusiast Eiji Nakatsu stepped in. He discovered that the train was pushing air in front of it, forming a wall of wind. When this wall crashed against the air outside the tunnel, the collision created a loud sound and placed an immense amount of pressure on the train. In analyzing the problem, Nakatsu reasoned that the train needed to slice through the tunnel like an Olympic diver slicing through the water. For inspiration, he turned to a diver bird, the kingfisher. Living on branches high above lakes and rivers, kingfishers plunge into the water below to catch the fish. Their bills, which are shaped like knives, cut through the air and barely make a ripple when they penetrate the water. Nowadays, Japan's high-speed trains have long, beak-like noses that help them exit quietly out of tunnels. In fact, the refitted trains are 10% faster and 15% more efficient fuel than their predecessors. Next amazing technology is
Our next example is shark skin disinfectant. Imagine how we can copy the concept of the shark skin to make a germ-free clothing. Hospitals are constantly worried about germs. No matter how often doctors and nurses wash their hands, they inadvertently spread bacteria and viruses from one patient to the next. In fact, as many as 100,000 Americans die each year from infections they pick up in hospitals. Sharks, however, have managed to stay squeaky clean for more than 100 million years. And now, thanks to them, infections may go to the way of the dinosaur. Unlike other large marine creatures, sharks don't collect slime, algae, or barnacles on their bodies. That phenomenon intrigued engineer Tony Brennan, who was trying to design a better barnacle preventive coating for Navy ships. When he learned about it in 2003, investigating the skin further, he discovered that a shark's entire body is covered with miniature bumpy scales like a carpet of tiny teeth. Algae and barnacles can't grasp hold. And for the matter, neither can troublesome bacteria such as E. coli and Staphylococcus aureus. Brennan's research inspired a company called Sharklet, which began exploring how to use the shark skin concept to make a coating that repels them. Today, the firm produces a shark skin-inspired plastic wrap that's currently being tested on hospital surfaces that can touch the most: light switches, monitors, or handles. Another amazing animal biomimetic is
The example of animal biomimetics is the lobster. Lobster's eyes inspired X-ray vision. Imagine how we influenced by the lobster's eyes used in our modern medical technology.
There's a reason X-ray machines are large and clunky. Unlike visible light, X-rays don't like to bend, so they're difficult to manipulate. The only way we can scan bags at airports and people at the doctor's office is by bombarding the subjects with a torrent of radiation all at once, which requires a huge device. But lobsters living in a murky water 300 feet below the surface of the ocean have X-ray vision, far better than any of our machines. Unlike the human eye, which reviews refracted images that have to be interpreted by the brain, lobsters see different reflections that can be focused to a single point, where they are gathered together to form an image. Scientists have figured out how to copy this trick to make a new X-ray machines. The lobster eye X-ray imaging device is a handheld flashlight that can see through 3-inch thick stick walls. The device shoots a small stream of low power X rays through an object, and a few come bouncing back of whatever is on the other side. Just as in the lobster eye, the returning signals are funneled through tiny tubes to create an image. The Department of Homeland Security has already invested $1 million in LEXID designs, which it hopes will be useful in finding contraband.
And lastly, in biomimetics, we have sponge-inspired energy materials. Can you imagine the thing that inspired innocent little SpongeBob, the sponge, to be used as a battery, or a solar panel, or a microchip?
The last example of this amazing technology is about the magic sea sponge. The orange puffball sponge isn't much to look at. It's a basic Nerf ball resting on the ocean floor. It has no appendages, no organs, no digestive system, and no circulatory system. It just sits all day filtering water. And yet, this unassuming creature might be the catalyst for the next technological revolution. The skeleton of the puffball sponge is a series of calcium and silicon lattices. Actually, it's similar to the material we use to make solar panels, microchips, and batteries, except that when we humans make them, we use tons of energy and all manner of toxic materials. Sponges do it better. They simply release special enzymes into the water that pull out the calcium and silicon and then change or arrange the chemicals into precise shapes. Daniel Morse, a professor of biotechnology at the University of California, Santa Barbara, studied the sponge's enzyme technique and successfully copied it in 2006. He's already made a number of electrodes using clean, efficient sponge technology. And now, several companies are forming a multi-million-dollar alliance to commercialize similar products. In a few years, when solar panels are suddenly on every rooftop in America and microchips are sold for a pittance, don't forget to thank the little orange puffballs that started it all.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Good day to you all.
watch one of the different types of animal-inspired technology. After seeing this, we had realized that throughout man's stay on Earth, he has been reforming himself through innovations, and biomimetics is yet another landmark of his career.
Biomimetics is a technique that engineers use to take lessons from Mother Nature, whose greatest lesson is, pay attention, you can learn from me, and with intelligence, you might do even better. Thanks for watching.